Now to the big story, honoring a hero.
A heartbreaking goodbye to a Wayne County Sheriff Sergeant killed in a hit and run. Family, friends, and hundreds of members of the law enforcement community packed Greater Grace Temple to remember Sergeant Lee Smith.
Smith memorialized as a role model, a friend, and as someone who impacted nearly the entire Wayne County Sheriff's Department. He is the second member of the law enforcement community laid to rest recently, the victim of a hit-and-run crash. 7 Action News reporter Bethany Moore was at that funeral, joins us live now, and clearly, Bethany, an emotional day for all.
That's right, and a very emotional day, but it was also a very touching tribute to a father, husband, and officer. Moment after moment.
Lee's main nickname that everybody knew him about from before he even came in the department was Rooster. Everybody knows Rooster.
And you know Lee, he'll do that little rock.
Story after story.
We backed each other up daily and referred to ourselves as double trouble.
He has put a stamp on this department. He has raised the bar so high that when I said there will never be another Lee, I meant that from the bottom of my heart.
All this for the man who protected us and touched many lives in the process.
Every single one of us in this room and outside of this room are better people for having known Lee Smith.
Sergeant Lee Smith had a nearly 3-decade career with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, making sergeant in 2009 and joining the mounted unit in 2004. He had just put in the paperwork for his retirement when this 57-year-old's life was cut short. He was hit by a driver while jogging. But today wasn't about remembering how he left this world, but how he lived it.
He was the real thing. His personality was like VO5 hairspray. He held up in all types of weather.
That was clearly seen in the more than 200 bikers that came from across the state to escort him home.
We just feel it. We just feel like in our heart we have to support one another. So in a biker community, we just come out and support. So as you can see behind me, all of the bikes, like we just really had to come and show him love.
And they know he'll never be far from their side.
Forever will he be remembered, and he will always be motoring with me, his brothers and sisters in blue, his family, and that energy, I'm telling you, that energy will never die.
Sergeant Smith was then, after the funeral, taken to Detroit Memorial Park West Cemetery in Redford. Bethany Moore, 7 Action News.
Bethany, thank you for the live report. The man accused in the death of Sergeant Smith is due back in court next week. Desmond Robinson is facing several charges, including reckless driving, leaving the scene, and tampering with evidence. Police say Robinson bought auto parts and started to repair the front end of the car. If found guilty on all charges, Robinson could spend up to 40 years behind bars.